You have a band, you are knocking doors and seems that things don't work for you. Don't give up. In this video, I'm gonna talk to you about 3 keys that may help you to have a mindset to go on working with your band and don't give up. And remember, all this happens because I still want to rock. Hi, I am Rulo San, drummer of the rock band Blindfield. In this video I want to talk with you about 3 keys I've found out with my band that really help me to have a mindset to keep on working with the band, to keep on trying to show my music, even things seem not to work. I've had many bands in my life, and probably Blindfield is the one that has give me the opportunity to face these challenges, and I came up with these 3 principles. They are my observation of the real world. This happens in the real world. So let me explain them. First one is what I call the red ones, the green ones, the gray ones, and the brown ones. And these colors represent the people that you will find around you when you are trying to show your music. What you have to understand of this is that the majority of the people, most of the people, really don't care what you are doing. They are not interested in what you're doing. And this might sound cruel, but it's the reality. And it's not because they hate you or you are doing something bad. No, it's just because the world is so wide of many things you can do, that whatever you are doing is just a little part of all the things that you find in the world. So that's the reason why most of the people really don't care about what you're doing. And they don't care about what I am doing, and that happens to everything. No matter if you have a band, or if you sell shoes, or if you have a YouTube channel, most of the people really don't care. So these people is what I call the grays. They are grays. I choose it as a kind of neutral color, you know. They don't hate you, they don't like you, they are just gray. And when I say the majority, I'm not talking about 60%, 70%, or 80%. I'm talking about 99.9%. It's really the majority of the people. You know, you may think, hey, but this number, it's too big, so almost nobody is interested in what I do. The little percentage of people that is interested, that might be 1% or less than a 1%, it's enough to do what you want to do. When I tell you this, I don't want you to feel, oh, so I'm just going to give up and I'm not going to do anything. No, go on. The only thing that you have to consider is that you will knock many doors, and most of the doors won't open or won't hear you. Or even if they hear you, they won't do anything for you. You know? And that's okay to happen. You have to knock many doors to find the people that really will be interested in what you do. So there are people interested in what you do, and that people is what I call the red ones. The red ones are the ones that really like what you do. They share a kind of feeling with the same thing that you enjoy. So the red ones are the ones that you must find. You must knock doors, you must show your music once and again and again and again until you find the red ones. The one thing that you must consider is that the red ones won't fall to your feet once you find them. They probably will look to your music, say, oh, okay, that sounds good, I like it. But then you have to go again and again and again. And each time you reach them, they will like you more and more and more, and suddenly something is going to happen, and they really will remember you and say, hey, I like this. How this happens? It's a mystery. For all the music industry, that is a mystery, but there are some clues for that, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I just want to let you know that the red exists. There are people really interested in what you do, but they're just a few of all the people in the world, you know. But that few people, it's enough to do what you want to do. The red ones are not the only people that it is interested in you. There's another group that I call the greens. Don't ask me why I use this color green. Just select a different color. There's no real reason for that. And the greens like your music and follow you, but don't do it as the red ones. The red ones are really passionate about you. The green ones not. The green ones actually follow you because of the red. So that it's very important. Once you have red, greens are gonna start coming. And what is important of the greens? The important thing of the greens is that they are much more than the red ones. Okay, so let's say, for example, if you live in a city with 1 million of people in that city. That's the population of the city. And let's say you have 0.1% of red, not 1%, less, 0.1% of red. That is 1,000. 1,000 of persons in that city are your real fans. That means that the green might be 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. They are much more. They will be the persons that will help you to have a great audience. But you need the red ones. The red ones are really few, but they will be passionate about you. And the green ones will make the volume of the rest of the people. Now, if you ask me about the numbers, these numbers 10 times or the 0.1%, I don't have any statistic research that supports what I'm saying. There are just numbers I came up after trying to see how this behaves in other areas, in music, for example, or in movies, or in different businesses. But yeah, they might be not exact, but I think I'm not so wrong about the numbers. And the last color of this group of persons, this classification I do, are the browns. And the browns, it's important. More than the browns might not be important by themselves, it's important you to know that the brown exists. Because the browns hate you. They really don't like what you do. And I choose the color brown because they are the people that is gonna throw you shit. It's a shit brown. No, it's not a chocolate brown. Chocolate brown, it's good. This is a shit brown. It's what usually it's called the haters. Haters are gonna be there always. So while you are knocking doors, trying to find your red and your green, you will find also browns that will come to you and will say, you know, I don't like your music, what you do is bad, you should not do this, you know. And how much browns will you find? My thought is that probably you will find as much as red. The more reds you have, the more browns you have. The more reds you find, the more browns you will find. So the red and the greens together are much more than the browns. Now, we are all red, green, browns, or grays in different areas. Even in music, for example, you can be red for a band and you can be green for another, or you can be gray for another, or even you can be brown for another. You will hate some bands and you won't like them, you know. So we're all red, greens, grays, or browns in different aspects of life. The second principle is what I call the 80%. 80% is just a number I came up with, but this is about when you have something that is good enough, when you have done something that is already good enough for what you need, but you want to go and try to make it perfect, and you want to reach this 100% of perfection. If you are over the 80%, meaning if what you are doing is good enough, have in mind the following. If you want to reach to the 100% of perfection, consider that the cost of doing that will be much higher. Maybe it can be more cost than all the things that you've done to reach that 80%. You know, cost. I'm not talking about only money. It might be time, resource. It might be many things. You know, but the cost will be much higher. Second, the result that you will have, or more than the result, because of course if you do something that is much better than just good enough, the result will be different, but the effect that that result will cause, maybe you won't notice it. Maybe for the people, you do something, you have something, let's say it's at 90%, and you try to reach the 95%, because 100% it's almost impossible. You reach the high 95%. Many people won't notice that difference between 90 and 95. So you will do all that effort trying to impress the people, and most of them really won't notice. The other aspect is that when you are trying to reach this 100%, trying to reach this perfection, when you already have something that is good enough, you are probably leaving behind something else that is not in the 80%. There's some other aspect of your band probably that is not good enough, but you are focused in one thing because you want that to be perfect. So when you reach this point, my recommendation is, okay, look what other things you have to do, and if they are already good enough. If not, don't try to reach the perfection here. Try to get all these things to be good enough. And why? Because you could say, oh, but I could get the perfection here and then I go for the other thing. It's because when you are trying to reach this, there are many opportunities that you will be losing. There are opportunities all the time, always, each day. Today you have opportunities there that you can find, but you won't find them if you are focused trying to be perfect on something. I want to clarify this. I'm not saying don't try to be perfect. Don't try to reach the 100%. I'm not saying that. You know, what I'm saying is that if you want to reach the perfection on the 100%, having something that is good enough, have in mind that the cost will be higher, that you will be losing opportunities, that maybe the people won't notice that difference that you will add, and that you are doing that mainly because of a personal satisfaction. And it's okay if it's that, and if you really want to do it, do it. Okay, the third one and the last key. I don't have a name for this. It doesn't have a name, but what it talks about is that you need help if you want to do something really great and big. If you want to work alone, or your band only wants to work alone, it's really hard to do something big. You will have progress, you will grow up, but when you see a big band, a world band, you know, they have a lot of people behind of them. You don't see that people. There are teams that take care of the producing the band, the image of the band, the recording. There's a lot of things, and you have to work with them. And no, it doesn't matter the how big is your band. Maybe it's a new band, you're starting to work. Probably you will have to do all the things by yourself. But as you are having some progress, try to see who can help you to make things easier for you, so you can focus more in what's important, more in the music. But somebody else can take care of taking the pictures or uploading information to the social networks, that kind of things, you know. You must consider that no one can get to the highest alone. All the people have teams and lots of persons that support them to reach that point. And that is something that as soon as you can start trusting others, do it. And when I talk about trust, because you must be careful. Maybe some people will cheat you. So you must be selective and see with who will you work. Okay, so these are the three keys I wanted to share with you. In summary, the first one talks that most of the people are not interested in what you do. There's just a little percentage of people, and you have to find them. You have to continue knocking doors and showing your music until you find them. Second one talks that when things are good enough, try to see if you have opportunities or you have left behind some other things before going to the perfection, before trying to reach the perfection. Because to move with your band, many times good enough is good enough to do it. And the last thing is, remember, do all the things by yourself. It's really hard. You can do it, but you will have a limit, a close limit on how much you can grow alone. You need to work with people, and you have to find the people that you can trust and can work with you to be really big. If you want to comment, please comment what you think about what I've been talking. And I will be doing some other videos talking about the same principles, but deeper, with more details. There are more things I didn't mention here, because this was just a summary. So I will do a video for each principle, and if you are interested in knowing more, search for those videos, and you will see more information there. Before ending the video, I want to let you know that if you want to know more information about my band, Blindfield, you can search for us in Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and find our songs or interviews and know more about the band. To end the video, I want to take advantage of this space, and you know, there are many bands in the world. Most of them we don't know them. And I think this is an opportunity to present some bands, not only talk about my band Blindfield. So in this video I want to share with you a band called Dead Christine, and I will present a song of them called What If All Goes Down. Hope you enjoy it, and see you in the next video. Remember, all this happens, why? Because I still wanna rock.